I am on fire today. I am back yet again today with another worthless mutts. I am Gore the Dog Butcher here once again to continuously shine the light on these worthless mutts and these deranged dog owners and lovers and dog industry, etc., etc. This story that I'm about to discuss um, does relate to where I have stated in previous videos where dog owners, lovers, they say dogs can sense bad people. Then I ask, why can't they sense a bad owner? Why can't they sense a bad dog? Um, and now I ask, why can't dogs sense a good person who is not trying to harm them whatsoever? And again, a lot of dog owners would say, my dog has never attacked me. It's because you feed it. It comes down to you feeding it. That's what it is. Um, but nevertheless, this article says Pitbull kills rescuer trying to stop a fight. Third fatal dog attack in 6 days. This is coming back from March the 25th, 2023. You can find this article at animals247.org. And they add, what you don't know about a pit bull will kill you. And so will what you think you do know. And there's been many stories of these things being rescued by their dog nut savior, and that pit bull deciding to kill and maul the dog nut savior. There's even stories of these pit bull nuts getting dogs from as little babies or little puppies and training them since they were young, and yet they still go on and attack and kill them. The story takes place in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They say try to find out. They say try to find out some background. Try to find out some other things before you actually take this dog into your home. Advised the sergeant from the Tulsa Police Department. He said it's easier said than done. Easier said than done. He spoke after responding to the third U.S. dog attack fatality in 6 days. One death was inflicted by pit bulls. A second is believed to have been inflicted by pit bulls. One death was inflicted by pit bulls. A second is believed to have been inflicted by pit bulls. And the first of the sting was inflicted by 3 great worthless mutts. The most recent victim, Don Gibson, 67, was killed while trying to break up a fight between his own 2 worthless mutts. Sergeant calling himself a pit bull owner offered reasonable advice, but advice often difficult to follow, as another pit bull attack and then used that morning illustrated. Fostered 3-year-old worthless mutt from a local animal shelter on March 15, 2023. They reported after 3-year-old daughter Emily York asked for a pet dog. So their 3-year-old wanted a pet dog. It looks like they went and got this. Look at these stupid names. Tater Tot. What kind of a name is that? Anyways, allegedly misrepresented by shelter, Mull's child day after adoption. And I've stated this in many videos that a lot of these dog nuts, they lie. These shelters lie. They lie. If they really cared about these worthless mutts, do you think they would lie? Would they lie? They're pretty much lying to a 3-year-old. But let's keep reading and see what happened. Now the 3-year-old is missing half her smile after the family's rescued worthless mutt turned into a man-eater within 24 hours. Rebecca claims she was told the dog was a Labrador Retriever mix, but now fears it had some pit bull in it. If you see, again, common sense, people. I know a lot of people don't research these things. I know I have 3 years experience doing this. So weird to say that. I have 3 years experience researching dogs. Never in my lifetime would I ever think I would be saying that. But, if they say mixed breed, or the other Staffordshire or Bulldog or whatever, or they try to bend it a little bit, or they say unidentified, or they don't name it, chances are it is going to be a pit bull. And people are going to say, "Oh, it's not a pit bull. Pit bull's not a breed." Again, I'm not here. I'm not interested in these wordplay. These people know damn well what I mean. They know what I mean. They know what we're talking about. But a lot of them, they just play very, very stupid. They had reputedly put the shelter photo of, stupid name, into Google photo identifier program. Google identified, dumbass name, as a pit bull 7 times in a row, suggesting no other possibilities. So even Google, maybe $1 trillion technology, Google big tech, who has all these softwares, and they hire the best engineers, and still they list and name this worthless mutt a pit bull. Again, this is Google. They can manipulate everything, but I don't know how they can make a mistake by calling this thing a pit bull. Anyways, 7 times in a row, mind you, suggesting no other possibilities. Only 2 states, Virginia and California, require animal shelters and rescues to disclose the bite history of dogs offered for adoption. So only 2 states in the US of A, Virginia and California, out of the 50 states, only 2 states. And these are the 2 that require history about a dog. These are the only 2 states that requires the dog's history for adoption. No other state requires shelters and rescues to tell the truth about a dog's breed. Full of lies, manipulation, dishonesty. And this is why, but before I continue, but again, you got to realize a lot of dog nutters are very stupid. They're very, very dumb. And this is why they're able to bend and make these rules up. To push these dogs, especially pit bulls, onto people. because they know they're so stupid. They're willing to kill babies. Sorry. Yeah, I had to pause for a second. I forgot I was gonna speak about. What I was saying. But anyway, let's continue. I forgot what I was gonna say. I had to pause for a brief second. Yeah. So Virginia and California are the only states that requires history about a dog. Other states are allowed to basically lie about a dog's breed and history. And Pitbull's Angel and Isabella. Pitbull and Pitbull mix got in a fight. Don Gibson and his wife Gina Carter were trying to break up a fight between two of their dogs when their Pitbull Isabella started attacking Don instead. Carter described to Amy Hables of Fox 23 how the fight began. This worthless mutt, whom Carter identified as a Pitbull mix, came bombarding through the door, and Isabella, I guess, was already out of her pen, and they got into a fight. Gibson and Carter separated the combatants, but Isabel, whom Carter identified as a pure breed Pitbull, came charging back in the gate to get at Angel. And when she found out she couldn't, she went after Don and tore chunks of his arm, his legs, everything. That's what happens when you want to play with Angel and Isabella. You might lose a limb, you might lose blood, you might lose your life, and chances are you will. Yeah, he owned a restaurant, yada yada yada. And so he has rescued many as 13 dogs, worthless mutts. He has rescued 13 worthless mutts. So this is good. This is good. And I'm guessing this guy's been a dog nut for his whole life. So despite his experience with dogs, that wasn't enough. He's had many worthless mutts. Probably been around dogs his whole life. Probably knew every breed. Probably knew a lot of things about dogs. But still, his passion basically killed him. And the worthless mutts just didn't give a damn. They didn't care that this guy rescued 13 other dogs. They didn't care that this guy had the best interest. They just don't care. But people will act like these things actually care when in reality they do not. They don't. If you're going to say, hey, dogs do, what about this guy? This guy had rescued 13 worthless mutts. As many, probably more. But still in the end, 2 of them decided to kill him. A 7-year-old was killed. 28-year-old, 26, 35. And story remains, and still it continues on to other people who are mauled by these things. How about this story? Early worker gets the mauling. Jack and Jeff Transfer Company is among the oldest business in Visalia, currently owned by Brad Metzner, 58, whose wife is a granddaughter of one of the co-founders. Circumstances appear to have been essentially the same as were involved in March 7, 2023 death of Mateo Lucas Salvador, 42, California, apparently arriving for work at Homeland Electric a few minutes early. Salvador was fatally mauled by three Malinos and a cane Corso directly across Belgrave Avenue from Jeropa Valley High School, where students were already assembling for class. I think we get the point. A lot of victims killed by these things. And I'm not talking if you purposely choose to own these things, you're not a victim. You're not a victim. You're just another dog nut that, just didn't, that was just foolish. You're just another fool. Just another fool. This is 2023, mind you. If this was like, let's say, 1917, I'd probably let it slide a little bit. 1800s, I'll let it slide. 1700s, let it slide. 1600s, let it slide. But this is 2023, where resources, technology are versatile. You can find anything and everything by a click of a button. Information about pit bulls are endless. And unfortunately, there's a lot of manipulation out there trying to persuade and dumb down people towards these things. And if you want to be the in crowd and follow these pit nutters, you'll just turn just like Don. You be like Don. You would be just like Don. He's not a victim. He's a fool. Victims are children. Victims are pedestrians, civilians, minding their own business, and then randomly just getting attacked by these things. Those are victims. They didn't own these things. They didn't choose to babysit or dog sit these things. They didn't. People like Don chose to watch over these worthless things. And in the end, he became the worthless mutt's food. And again, it's sad that a lot of these dog nut businesses, dog nut shelters have to lie, have to hide information. Again, if dogs are so perfect and so, harmless, why are they lying? Why are they lying? What's the point of lying if dogs are so sweet and gentle? If pit bulls are misunderstood, why lie? Let's say I am wrong about the stats and the facts about these things. Let's say I'm completely wrong. Why do they continue to lie about them? Why do they choose to hide information about these things? I'm wrong, people. I'm wrong for thinking that pit bulls are dangerous. I'm wrong for thinking that these breeds are deadly. I'm wrong. It's all how you train it. It's how you train it, people. So why lie? Why lie to a 3-year-old? Why do it? Why? If I'm wrong and totally incorrect, why do they continuously lie about these dogs over and over again? Why hide information if I'm the one that's wrong? If you have nothing to hide, why are you hiding information about these things? Why is there rules where shelters are allowed to hide information about these things? Ladies and gentlemen, I really do hate dogs. I hate pit bulls. I even say I hate these dog owners. I have absolutely no sympathy for dog nuts, grown adults, choosing to get these things. And then they becoming food for that dog. No sympathy whatsoever. However, it is unfortunate a lot of these adults have been brainwashed while they're young to be a dog nut. Some, as soon as they get out of the room, they're bombarded with a worthless mutt in their face. And they end up growing up becoming a dog nut. So their whole life, they've been screwed in their head from the moment they get out of the room. And they are, met with a worthless mutt. They've been screwed up. They've been screwed. They've been lied to. They have been abused. And a lot of these dog nuts just don't recover from it, can't escape from it. They have to live being a dog nutter, live being a pit bull nutter, suffering, slowly suffering from their dog nuttery. And doctors can't help, therapists can't help, the dentist can't help, most people on YouTube can't help, forums can't help because they're all dog nutters and they're all going to side with the dog. But hey, at least I'm here. At least a couple others are here and they're speaking up. But hey, who wants to listen to us? Or at least who wants to listen to me? If these pit bull nuts have nothing to hide, why lie? Why hide information? Why have rules where you state you don't have to tell the truth about certain dogs? So again, I ask you as I close this video, why couldn't these dogs sense good people? Why couldn't these dogs sense good people? Why couldn't they? This guy rescued 13 dogs or more, but they just couldn't sense that this guy had their best interests. So all those 13 dogs he saved meant nothing to these worthless mutts. This is another Worthless Mutts, Gore the Dog Butcher, and remember, it's okay to hate dogs.